This is the Victor Model 110 adding machine. It was patented by Oliver David Johanton, who assigned it to Victor for $2,500 in shares. Carl Bueller, a successful Chicagoan butcher shop owner, really became the face of the company. It was marketed to owners who wanted smaller, more affordable, and louder adding machines. At $85, it was less than half the price of the competitors. The second improved model still only costs $100. Victor became so successful that by 1947 it was the biggest adding machine company in the world. Okay, the quote really says the world's largest exclusive manufacturer of adding machines. That could mean a few things though. Still though, right? With something like 80 mechanical models, there's a lot of Victors out there. What sets the 110 apart was that it was the company's only non-listing model. It's a basic adding machine. The clearing button up there pulls double duty to clear your entry and to clear the accumulator. When you add a number, the entry clears unless you hit the repeat button, and then you can multiply it. This machine has the little problem, I don't know if it's this particular machine, but you really have to get on that crank. If you try to do it gently and treat it like a very old machine, it won't register the numbers. And it has the complement numbers on the keys, so you can do subtraction. You subtract 1 from the number you want to subtract and then put in that complement number. Don't forget to add the trailing zeros. Let's take a look at the inside. There's that ratcheting pole making all the racket. Some of the racket. Here's the clearing lever in action, clearing those inputs. It works like all toothed rack machines. A rack with teeth engages with the geared accumulator. There's some 3 of them poking out there. Then the accumulator, or rather the tooth rack, needs to disengage from the accumulator. So it needs a way to do that, and it needs a way to determine how many of the rack's teeth the accumulator engages with. So on the here it is engaging with the 9 there. So at rest, it's disengaged from the racks. And then when you pull on the crank, it engages the accumulator with the rack and then disengages it again. When you pull on the crank, all the tooth racks want to move forward, but aren't able to because of that little flapper lever that prevents them. So when you depress a key, like I did on those first 2 on the right, the racks will move, but they're impeded by that little flapper if you don't depress a number. And when you depress that number, a little bar comes down and stops the rack at the appropriate time, coordinating with the number you just pressed. So that way it only moves the accumulator so much. There's that little flapper bar that prevents the racks from moving. And then when I press a number there, you can see, well, it's hard to see, but here's a better, there we go. You can see when I press that number down, that interferes with the bar. And there I press down 8, it's a little blurry, but it'll stop the rack, and now it'll only move the accumulator 8 times. Besides not being able to print, another complaint about this machine was that if you put all 9s in and cranked it, it would jam up, just like it did there. That was something that needed to be fixed, that they did fix. Here I'm showing a carry that works after a stutter. Well, kind of works. So that was the Victor Model 110. It launched an empire. Victor still makes calculators today. Thanks for watching.